Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today I'm going to revisit a recipe I did some time ago. It's about a year and a half ago. And it's octopus pasta. This time I actually have decent sized octopi instead of the baby ones. That's why I wanted to do it again. The baby ones are wonderful because they're pretty much tender from the get-go. You don't really have to do a lot to them to get them tender. These guys, they need to tenderize. So this is going to take 45 minutes to an hour to cook because we're going to braise our lovely octopi in the tomato sauce. So to get started, we need some garlic and some olive oil, and optional, for some heat, some red chilies. I might put a little bit in. All right, for the garlic, we're just gonna take the ends off. Skins out of the way. And we're just going to give them a little bit of a smash. We're not going to chop them. I just want to skin them. Sometimes you need to smack them harder than you thought. And we do want them a little broken up. I just don't want them chopped. I want them whole, just kind of smashed. Besides the fact that it makes it easier to peel, it helps flavor the broth better, or the sauce. And I am going to put a couple of little pieces of a red Thai chili in there, just because I'm feeling adventurous. I mean, chili is definitely optional. Put it in if you like it. Leave it out if you don't like heat. Okay, we are going to use quite a lot of olive oil. So it's probably a quarter of a cup. We're going to put our garlic in and our chilies. And we want two very lovely anchovy fillets. Now these, don't worry about it. Anchovies don't make things fishy. They actually just add salt, if anything. They're flavorful, and they melt right in. And whoa, I gotta hit on those chilies. Then we want one 660 milliliter jar of Passata, which is strained tomatoes, and about half to 3/4 of a jar of water. Now everything is stir. Let it come up to heat here. In the recipe I did before, using the baby octopus, I did tell you to resist the urge to put any extra liquid in. This one, because we're using a mature octopus, it is going to need more liquid because it is going to have to braise for some time. And if you don't have enough liquid, it's going to burn dry. So, it's two different critters, basically. The baby octopus already are tender. They don't take a lot to make them really soft. The older octopus, the bigger ones, you do have to cook them for some time to make them tender. So, this is where we need the extra fluid. Okay, it's starting to get warm. And we're going to take our octopus and pretty much just roll the legs, tentacles, underneath. Ooh, look like a prawn bit there. And plunk them in. Now, you should be able to find cleaned octopus in the store or your fishmonger. If you can't, then there are lots of videos online on how to clean an octopus. And I'm putting the heads in as well. Just stick them down there, tuck you all together. And when we start seeing some bubbles, we're going to turn the heat down and cover it. We will check on it in about half an hour. It's had about 30 minutes. Nowhere near done yet, but we just want to check. Yes, it's bubbling nicely. No, still not tender, so I'm going to actually flip them over. Get the thicker parts submerged, and we're going to recover and let go for another 20 to 30 minutes. It's half an hour, and let's check to see what we've got. Oh yes, tender, tender. That is nice. So we're going to leave the lid off and let the sauce cook down and cook our pasta. I just didn't want to start the pasta too soon or start cooking the sauce down too early, because honestly don't want tough octopus. We need to give it a taste and see if we need to reseason. Always, always, always taste your sauce. It's nice. The chilies are giving it a hint of spice, but not too strong. I think it could do with a little salt. And yes, it does need to reduce somewhat, so we will leave it uncovered and keep it at a simmer. Let me just can I get a little tentacle here and taste? I mean, I realize this is a little one, so it's going to be not a good judge of the larger bits for tenderness. Hello, cut through. There we go. Gotcha. Oh, that's beautiful. It has some texture, but it's not tough. So we're going to continue to let that cook with the lid off so it can reduce somewhat. And we're going to boil some pasta. And I'm going to use a lovely number 24 Rigatoni. And that's, there we go, these guys. So they will have a good base to absorb the sauce and just wrap around all that flavor. Right, while we wait for our pasta to boil, we're going to add some chopped flat leaf parsley to our octopus sauce here. That was about 2 tablespoons. And what we are going to do is pull out the octopus since it's now nice and tender. And kind of let it, there we go. Because we are going to cut it into pieces. Let's get the head bits too. There it is. Now you don't have to use the head portion if you don't want to. If it's not cleaned properly, it's really not nice. But let's check out our octopuses. I apologize for all the steam obscuring your view, but that is the pot of boiling sauce. And if you see anything that looks iffy, just scrape it out. I have no idea what any of this is. And I know in the past my cat has even turned up his nose at octopus head or body or whatever you call it. So, yeah, I kind of think that needed a better clean, but it's hard to determine with the raw octopus. And honestly, if you have your fishmonger do it, it should be clean. But I did this myself. You want to cut them into bite-sized pieces. You don't want this cut too small. Definitely tender. The one strange thing I found is there's never any mention of serving this with lemon. So there we have our cut up octopus. Okay. And we have our sauce. Which is starting to thicken up nicely. Our pasta is boiling on the back burner there. So we're almost ready for dinner. We want to put our cut octopus, octopi, back into our tomato sauce. And the tomato sauce does have just a nice little hit of heat from the chilies that we put in. Well, let's give it a taste and see how we're doing. Well, it's got some heat. Now we wait for our pasta to be cooked. I'd like to say that my house smells like the Mediterranean now, but I've never been there, so I don't know what it smells like. But honestly, if this is what it smells like, I need to be there. Time to serve. So I have rigatoni. get our and remember, this is larger octopus than what I used in the last recipe. So this does need to be cooked for a while. Yes, it is wonderfully tender. Depending on how much spice you like, you can use some red peppers or just omit them. I did put a couple of slices of Thai bird's eye chili in, and yeah, that's pretty much my top of my spice level. My feta and Kalamata olives are so good. I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please hit the subscribe button. The bell icon will tell you when I put up a new video. Hit the like. We need to like more stuff. You can't be negative all the time. Be positive. I'll see you again soon with a new video. Thank you so much for watching.